So you're thinking about moving to Northwest Oklahoma City, and you're wondering, should I? Should I not? Well, there's 153,000 other people that do live in Northwest Oklahoma City, but I'm gonna go over some reasons that you may not want to move to Northwest Oklahoma City. And if you find value in the video, then definitely subscribe to the channel, check out all my other videos on the Oklahoma City metro area, and give the video a thumbs up. That way, other people just like you who are thinking about moving to Northwest Oklahoma City will know that this might be a video good enough for them to watch too. Let's get started. First thing you want to be aware of, sometimes the weathermen get a little too excited when bad storms come to town. You're gonna see all sorts of warnings all over the place when bad storms come to town. That's the weathermen's jobs. They get real excited about it. New Channel 5, Channel 9, definitely those guys get really excited about bad weather coming to town. And then Channel 4, he's more middle of the road, kind of shoot you straight, tell you how it is type scenario whenever bad weather comes to town. But when you're watching the news and the newscaster's like, hell's gonna freeze over, just know they get a little bit excited and do your own research. Get the weather, get the News 4 app and get the News 9 app and watch all three channels, the Channel 5, the Channel 4, and the Channel 9 before you decide to call into work for that day, because it may not be as bad as they make it out to be right away. You'll know when you get here. You'll know. When you're living in Northwest Oklahoma City, there's two big lakes in the area. Combine that with our soil. We have clay soil. You'll definitely want to water around your house, about 3 feet around your house, at least once a week. Just turn on the water hose, water 3 feet around your house, because if you don't, because of the clay soil, if the clay loses its moisture, this is what I've been told, by the home inspectors, then that soil, when it loses its moisture, that soil begins to shrink and it will pull away from your home's foundation. And when that happens, then you might have to get piers. So it's a lot easier just to water around the house, from the house to about 3 feet out, water around with the water hose, at least once a week to keep your soil good around the house. You'll see what I'm talking about when we're looking at houses together. When there's cracks pulling away from the house, that's bad. You don't want that to happen, okay? That's affecting your foundation. Item number 2, water around your house. Something you need to be aware of when you're moving to Northwest Oklahoma City. Item number 3 that you absolutely need to be aware of when you're moving to Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, is the fact that summers are hot. July and August, hot, like it's so hot. My water bill in August was twice as high as normal because we have the kids play in the sprinkler so much outside. That's how hot it is in August. So it gets hot, guys. It's melted windows in upstairs. When you have 2-bed houses, it's melted windows upstairs because it's so hot. So keep that in mind. It gets hot in August. It gets cold in the winter. Now, it's not like Alaska cold, but there are some below zero. There are some below zero days, maybe 2-3 days in a row, that we do experience in Oklahoma City's weather. So you want to be aware that it does get cold in the winter. But on a side note, guys, the springs and the falls, they're amazing in Northwest Oklahoma City. You're going to absolutely love how nice it is in the springs and the falls. We leave our windows open practically the whole day, and even throughout the night sometimes, because it's so nice in the spring and falls in Northwest Oklahoma City. You'll love the weather in that aspect, but the summers and the winters, yuck. Just be aware, yuck. And if you're new to the channel, you don't already know who I am. Hi, my name is Josh Barnett with eXp Realty. The team of agents that I work with, eXp Realty and I, we're here to help you real estate needs in Northwest Oklahoma City. Click on my link down below. You can book a Zoom call with me. Down in the description, I've got a Calendly link. Book a call. Let's discuss your needs, your wants in selling, buying, and investing in Oklahoma real estate. Let's get back into the video. Another thing you want to be aware of when you're moving to Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, we've got these crazy people called storm chasers. They drive tanks of vehicles, like souped up trucks, souped up off-wheel, all-wheel drive cars, and they're called storm chasers, guys. Man, if you see them on the side of the road staring up at the sky, you won't miss them. You won't miss them. be aware, be aware that there's probably a storm coming in that general vicinity. So whenever you see a tank-like car parked on the side of the road with guys out of it filming or staring up at the sky, be aware there's probably a storm brewing and it's coming right towards it, because they literally drive towards the tornadoes. They chase tornadoes, they chase storms. They're called storm chasers, or I don't think they call themselves tornado chasers, because storm's a lot more neutral. But be aware, if those guys are out in your area, you definitely want to take tornado precautions. One of the things I think is a benefit, but not everyone thinks is a benefit in Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, is the fact that they're building bicycle paths and walking trails like this one, like that one, throughout all of Oklahoma City, all the way from Draper Lake down in the southeast corner of Oklahoma City, all the way up to Lake Hefner, the lake we're walking around right now. They're building bicycle trails, walking trails all throughout there. Some people don't like that because it means they need to pay more attention whenever they're driving on the roads, and they're spending money on bridges that go over main roads. Like there's a bicycle bridge / walking trail bridge that they just built over off of MacArthur and Northwest Expressway. Amazing bridge, but just be aware, if you don't like bicyclists, if you don't like walkers, if you don't like people that jog on trails, be aware Oklahoma City is investing in that, and they are making it more walkable throughout the whole metro. So just be aware of that. Another item you want to be aware of if you're getting ready to move to Northwest Oklahoma City, if you're looking at investing in Northwest Oklahoma City, is the wind. You can't get away from it. No matter where you are in Oklahoma, the wind, it's literally in the state song. It talks about the wind. Okay, be aware that there are days where we do get 90-mile-an-hour gusts about once or twice, maybe 3 times a year. There are 90-mile-an-hour wind gust days, so you do need to be aware of that. Now, if you're a kite surfer, you might be all like, "Surf's up, dude," or however kite surfers talk. I don't know how kite surfers talk, but we do have 90-mile-an-hour winds occasionally throughout the year in Northwest Oklahoma City. And it's something you want to be aware of if you get ready to move to Northwest Oklahoma City. Real quick, guys, if you're enjoying this video and you happen to be a real estate agent, or you happen to be thinking about getting into real estate, get on my calendar down below too. I want to chat with you about working together at eXp Realty. What Glenn Sanford has built at eXp Realty, the fastest growing real estate brokerage ever. I want to show you how it's obsessed with agent success through the training, the technology, the tools, the coaching that you get at eXp Realty. So if you're a real estate agent or thinking about becoming a real estate agent, get on my calendar down below. I definitely want to chat with you about working together at eXp Realty. Let's get back into the video. Yes, when you're living in Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, you definitely want to have a storm shelter. You definitely want to have a storm shelter, because we do get tornadoes in Oklahoma, and it's something you need to be aware of. Now, whether it's a storm shelter in your garage or a storm shelter in your backyard, wherever you have it, it's nice to have one. If I were to go back today and get a storm shelter, if my neighborhood allowed it, I would get the kind where you could just walk in, because it's so much easier to get the kids in the walk-in ones, so much easier to get the dogs in the walk-in ones. But if you don't have room in your backyard, or if your neighborhood doesn't allow you to have a walk-in storm shelter, then the ones in the ground, it's better than having none. So yes, I want to be straightforward with you. If you get ready to move to Northwest Oklahoma City, you do want to check into a storm shelter. It will not hurt a thing. Will not hurt a thing. This was really funny, guys. Northwest Expressway, or as I like to call it, Northwest Raceway. Now, Northwest 36th and Northwest Expressway, crazy roads to drive on. I swear there's a traffic stoplight like every block, but people are like racing to every single traffic stoplight. So if you are driving up Northwest Expressway, which I drive it up a lot, or driving east and west on Northwest 36th Street, just be aware there are some crazy drivers on there. You don't have to act like everyone else. You could drive normal. You could drive the speed limit. You don't have to act like all those crazy drivers on that highway. Another problem that no one ever talks about when living in Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, is the fact that there's so many restaurants to choose from. if you're in a relationship, if you're married to a wife, a spouse, whatever, if your family's a big family and you can never decide what are we gonna have for dinner, well, you definitely want to pay attention to living in Northwest Oklahoma City, guys. The reason I say that is you've got Charleston's, you've got amazing on the border Mexican restaurants, you've got Louis on the lake grill and pub. You've got so many different choices. You got Mama Mositos, what is it called? Mama Rojos. You've got so many different choices for food and restaurants when you're living in Northwest Oklahoma City, guys. You just want to be aware that if you already have trouble making a decision on where you're going to go out to eat, you're going to have even more of a problem when you're living in Northwest Oklahoma City. Another item to be aware of, like I just talked about on Northwest Expressway and Northwest 36th, even on the other roads, the Hefner Road, the Britton Road, the 63rd Road, 122nd Road, all those roads, guys, tons of stoplights. So you always plan your trip accordingly because you're gonna be hitting a lot of stoplights. And what's really funny is when you plan your trip accordingly, but then you get all green lights. It's like manna. I'm not gonna say it's as good as manna, but it is amazing when I can go from County Line all the way to Lake Hefner Parkway and hit nothing but green lights. I'm like 15 minutes ahead whenever that happens, guys. It is so funny, but it's something you want to be aware of. And time accordingly whenever you're commuting to work, commuting to a kids event, commuting to a sports event, etc., etc. Be aware, we've got a ton of stoplights in Northwest Oklahoma City. When living in Northwest Oklahoma City, you've got your choice of schools. There's like 7 different school districts in Northwest Oklahoma City. You've got Putnam City, you've got Oklahoma City schools, you've got Deer Creek schools, and there's parts of Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, that even feed into Piedmont schools and Yukon schools. So if you're checking out greatschools.org and you're researching all the different schools and you're wanting to live in Northwest Oklahoma City because it's nice, you got amazing places like Lake Hefner, check out the different school districts. That might be an aid in determining exactly where you might want to live when moving to Northwest Oklahoma City. 7 different school districts. Pretty crazy, right? All right, guys, if this video is providing any value whatsoever to you and you're ready to make that move, get on my calendar. Links down below. I want to book a Zoom call with you. You can pick a time that's good for your schedule so we can talk about you, your family, your loved one, your coworker, your spouses, whoever you're moving with. Move to Northwest Oklahoma City. My team and I would love to help you with all your real estate needs when you're moving to Northwest Oklahoma City. 2 more items. Second to the last item to be aware of when you're living in Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, we've got churches galore. There's one Jesus, there's one God, and there's, I don't know, 800 different religions. So we've got the choice for you when it comes to different churches in the Northwest Oklahoma City metro area. Just do a Google search of the church that you like going to. You'll probably find 2, 3, or maybe even 4 different ones that you could visit and see which one you like the most. Tons of churches in Northwest Oklahoma City. Like every block has at least one. That could be an over-exaggeration, but it may not be. There are a lot of churches here in Northwest Oklahoma City. The last thing you want to be aware of when you're moving to Northwest Oklahoma City, guys, is trucks and guns. At least a third of the vehicles you're going to see on the road are a truck or giant SUV. I'm not talking a little SUV, I'm talking a giant SUV, and guns. At least a third of those people have guns. And even people that drive the tiny cars have guns. Oklahoma City does respect the Second Amendment. Northwest Oklahoma City is a patriotic town. You're going to see guns, trucks, and American flags whenever you're here in Northwest Oklahoma City. All right, guys, that's a wrap. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might be moving to Northwest Oklahoma City with you. And also, guys, if you hated the video, comment down below that you hated it, and I might be able to take a look at it and explain further some of the things that I came up with. Remember, guys, these are just my thoughts on Northwest Oklahoma City. I've lived in Northwest Oklahoma City probably about 7 years, so I've got a good handle on it. But remember, it's subjective through my views. The team of real estate agents that I work with and I are super excited to help you if you're selling, buying, or investing in real estate in Northwest Oklahoma City. I'll see you guys. This video popping up right there, that video that's popping up right there, guys, that video, YouTube thinks that you might want to watch it too. So if you're not ready to book a call, check out this other video, and I'll see you on the call or I'll see you on the video. Make it a great one. First thing you buy would... Another thing you bought, we wear